The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup has been a revelation, hasn't it? With its brand new 32-team format, it has transformed the competition into a true global spectacle. For the first time, clubs from every corner of the world have gathered in North America for a month-long festival of football. The group stage, in particular, has delivered some incredible drama, with giants of the game clashing for a place in the knockout rounds. This new structure means every single match carries immense weight, turning group deciders into nail-biting affairs that capture the attention of fans everywhere. It's more than just a tournament, it's a proper World Cup for clubs. This brings us to the showdown in Seattle on June 25th. Inter Milan vs River Plate was more than just a game. It was the final, decisive battle of Group E. Both teams arrived at Lumen Field with their destinies in their own hands. They were locked together at the top of the group, each with 4 points from their first 2 matches. River Plate held a slight advantage, sitting in first place thanks to a better goal difference. This set the stage perfectly for a winner-takes-all encounter. The stakes couldn't have been higher, with a guaranteed spot in the next round on the line for whichever team could hold their nerve. To get to this point, both clubs had navigated a tricky path. Inter Milan, the runners-up in the 2024/25 UEFA Champions League, started their campaign with a hard-fought 1-1 draw against a resilient Monterrey side from Mexico. They then had to dig deep against Japan's Urawa Red Diamonds, securing a vital 2-1 victory thanks to a last-gasp winner. Their journey was one of grit and determination. On the other side, River Plate, representing South America, began with a flourish, dispatching Urawa Red Diamonds with a convincing 3-1 win. However, they were then held to a tense 0-0 draw by that same stubborn Monterrey team, setting up this grand finale against Inter. The qualification maths made for a fascinating subplot. For Inter Milan, the path was clear: win the match and they were through. A draw could also be enough, depending on the result of the other group game between Monterrey and Urawa. River Plate, with their superior goal difference, had a little more breathing room. A win would see them top the group, but even a high-scoring draw, like 2-2 or more, would be enough to send them through. The calculations were complex, but the simplest solution for both was to go out and secure a victory. This created an atmosphere of pure anticipation and tension. This match was also a fantastic showcase of world-class talent, featuring a mix of seasoned veterans and electrifying young stars. For Inter Milan, all eyes were on their talismanic captain, Lautaro Martinez. The Argentine striker has been in sensational form, having been named the Serie A Player of the Season for 2023/24. He carried that momentum into this tournament, scoring in both of Inter's previous matches. His lethal finishing and tireless work rate make him a nightmare for any defense. Alongside him, the creative spark often comes from Valentin Carboni, another young Argentine attacker who scored the crucial late winner against Urawa. He represents the exciting future of this Inter side. At the back, Inter's defensive solidity is built around the commanding presence of Alessandro Bastoni. Still only 26, the 2-time Serie A Defender of the Year is one of the best centre-backs in the world. His ability to read the game, make crucial tackles, and even start attacks from deep is fundamental to how Inter play. He provides the steel that allows their attacking players to flourish. The Italian champions, who finished a close second in their domestic league last season, brought a squad full of experience and quality, blending defensive organization with attacking flair, a hallmark of their recent success under manager Simone Inzaghi. River Plate, meanwhile, brought their own brand of South American passion and skill to the contest. Their attack was spearheaded by a familiar face, Sebastian Driussi. Having made a celebrated return to the club in January 2025, after a successful spell in MLS with Austin FC, Driussi hit the ground running, scoring in their opening Club World Cup match. His clever movement and clinical finishing provided a constant threat, but the player everyone was talking about was the teenage sensation, Franco Mastantuono. The gifted midfielder is a phenomenal talent, so much so that Real Madrid has already agreed a deal worth over $50 million to sign him when he turns 18 later this year. Mastantuono is not just a prospect for the future, he is a star of the present. He earned his first senior cap for the Argentine national team earlier in June, a testament to his incredible ability and maturity. He possesses dazzling dribbling skills, a wonderful range of passing, and an eye for goal that defies his young age. He is the creative hub of this River Plate team, the player who can unlock any defense with a moment of magic. Supported by a squad filled with grit and technical quality, River Plate arrived in Seattle full of confidence, ready to prove that South American football could stand tall against Europe's elite. As the match kicked off at 6 p.m. local time, the atmosphere inside Lumen Field was electric. The stadium was a sea of color and noise, with the passionate supporters of both clubs making their presence felt. The famous blue and black of Inter filled one end, while the iconic red sash of River Plate adorned the other. The chants from the Argentine fans, in particular, created a vibrant and intense backdrop that felt more like a final in Buenos Aires than a group game in Seattle. This incredible support undoubtedly spurred the players on, adding an extra layer of intensity to an already crucial encounter from the very first whistle. The first half was a tense and tactical affair, with both teams showing a great deal of respect for one another. Inter Milan, organized in their familiar 3-5-2 formation, looked to control the midfield and use their wing-backs to stretch the play. Hakan Calhanoglu and Nicolo Barella were instrumental in dictating the tempo, trying to find openings for Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram up front. River Plate, however, were disciplined and well-drilled, pressing high up the pitch and denying Inter the space they craved. They looked dangerous on the counter-attack, with Franco Mastantuono trying to spark attacks whenever he got on the ball. Chances were few and far between in the opening 45 minutes as the two sides largely cancelled each other out. Inter's best opportunity came from a set-piece, where a powerful header from Alessandro Bastoni was brilliantly saved by the veteran goalkeeper Franco Armani. At the other end, River Plate threatened when Sebastian Drussi found a pocket of space just outside the box, but his curling shot flew just wide of Jan Sommer's post. The half ended goalless, a fair reflection of a tight contest where neither side was willing to give an inch. It was a chess match, with both managers waiting for the other to make the first mistake. The second half, however, saw the game open up significantly. Inter Milan came out with renewed purpose, playing with greater urgency and pushing more players forward in search of the goal that would guarantee their qualification. They began to dominate possession, pinning River Plate back inside their own half for long periods. The introduction of fresh legs from the bench added new energy to their attack. River Plate were forced to defend deeply, relying on their resilience and organization to withstand the growing pressure. The tension mounted with every passing minute as Inter relentlessly searched for a breakthrough. The breakthrough that Inter Milan had been searching for finally arrived in the 78th minute, and it was their captain who delivered. The move started with a brilliant piece of play from Nicolo Barella, who drove forward from midfield before slipping a perfectly weighted pass into the path of Federico Di Marco on the left wing. Di Marco's first-time cross was low and hard, fizzing across the face of the goal. Evading the desperate lunges of the River Plate defenders, the ball found its way to Lautaro Martinez at the far post. With the composure of a world-class striker, he took one touch to control it and another to smash it into the roof of the net, sending the Inter fans into a frenzy. That single moment of quality proved to be the difference. The 1-0 lead was exactly what Inter needed. For the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time, they managed the game expertly. River Plate threw everything they had forward in a desperate attempt to find an equalizer, but Inter's defense, marshaled by the magnificent Bastoni, stood firm. They closed down spaces, won crucial headers, and frustrated the Argentine side at every turn. The final whistle was met with a huge roar from the Inter players and staff, celebrating a hard-earned victory that sealed their place at the top of Group E and booked their ticket to the knockout stage. For Inter Milan, this victory is a massive statement of intent. By finishing first in a difficult group, they will likely face a second-place team from another group in the round of 16, potentially giving them a more favorable path in the tournament. Their focus now shifts to the knockout rounds, where they will continue their quest to be crowned the best club team on the planet. Their resilience and ability to find a way to win under pressure will serve them well as the stakes get even higher. They have proven they are one of the top contenders for the title. For River Plate, the 1-0 defeat brought heartbreak. The result, combined with Monterrey's victory over Urawa Red Diamonds in the other match, meant they finished third in the group and were eliminated from the competition. It was a bitter pill to swallow after a promising start to their campaign. They will now return to Argentina to focus on their domestic league commitments, left to wonder what might have been. Despite the elimination, they can hold their heads high, having competed fiercely against one of Europe's best teams and showcasing the immense talent, like Franco Mastantuono, that their club continues to produce.